I am a late diagnosed autistic woman. That's the bottom line. And I have a lot to say, but I keep my thoughts to myself oftentimes because I struggle especially in social situations, to put my words together, to put my thoughts together, and to say the things out loud that are in my brain, even though there's a lot going on in my brain. So I just end up being quiet a lot, and people think I'm just this shy, quiet person, which I am, but I'm not. Once I get comfortable in the situation and I am able to collect my thoughts and speak them out loud, it gets easier and easier as the event goes by until or unless there's sensory overload or people overload, and then I can start to retract and get back into my brain again. So there is no one side of Donna. There is no kind of Donna that you will see all the time.
So I interviewed an autistic guy who's part of an organisation in Australia that helps people with depression, suicidality, and these types of things. And he was talking about how he is what you would class as a lived experience kind of counsellor, people who have gone through depression, or suicidality, whatever, meaning that he's an autistic person who has had those feelings or those issues. And he talked about how when you can go into the healthcare system, we're talking about professionals, which is great, doctors. Do these doctors have any idea about what it's like to be autistic or any idea what it's like to be suicidal? Now, a lot of them are obviously going to say no. And then the question is, in an ED environment, that's even more like a McDonald's drive-through, right? You've got to get them in and out as quickly as possible. So in an ED environment, there's no relatability, right? It's just, what's your problem? Okay, where can I push you off to? See you later. So I think the lived experience work comes down to what are the main issues that affect autistic people, and who are the people that they will come in contact with in those situations. That could be criminal justice, mental health, it could be employment.
I was going to my friend's house to play, and I knocked on the door, and her mom came to the door, and she stood with her back to the one side of the door frame and her arm up, touching the other side of the door frame, and her leg stretched across, touching the bottom of the other side of the door frame. So essentially, she was blocking the whole doorway. As a clue, Donna, don't come in our house. For whatever reason, I don't know why. But I did not catch that clue at all. I don't know if it was because they didn't like me anymore, or because the family was busy, or they were having an argument. I have no idea why she was doing that, but I missed it. My twin sister was with me. She was behind me, and she saw the clue, and she realized, oh, we can't play today. We need to leave. And she was about to leave.
I think personally, probably one of the biggest issues facing autistic people today is not strangers, but family and friends still placing neurotypical expectations upon them based on them simply not having the right level of understanding of their own loved one, which they should have. If you are going to pretend to know, but then still place neurotypical expectations on them, you're showing us you don't really know. Because if you knew, you wouldn't expect that. And it's a lose-lose. So being enlightened is your responsibility, but in the same token, like in the book, I say, but it's a cooperative thing. You have to share stuff about you that's important for them to know, and they have to absorb it and respect it. And that can be tricky. And frankly, I think you're going to have much better luck with strangers accepting of you and your differences, where friends and family, will just come up with excuses why it's not the truth or right.
Paragraph, because I expect surprises all the time. I am surprised all the time because I'm learning new things all the time, and light bulbs are going off in my brain all the time. And thankfully, I have hopeful expectation of surprises and positive expectations of surprises instead of negative. I know I've gone through a lot of trauma, and I understand that trauma changes how you look at things. But at the same time, I still have hopeful expectations for the things that surprise me, because I think it's just because I choose to, and I have a strong faith, and that helps me to keep the unknown in a positive light and looking forward.
If we know that autistic people can come in contact with the criminal justice system at disproportionate rates.
Right.
We have to think, okay, so is that because when they get there or when they enter it, the police don't understand how autistic people interact and think they're suspicious or they're withholding? Or if someone's doing this all the time, they've got drugs on them and they're trying to get on the plane with drugs or a bomb, right? So pull them aside and treat them badly, yeah?
Wow.
But that's how you're taught, yeah? Right?
That's
so
my stim.
Welcome to the airport, mate.
Yeah.
Welcome to the airport. I never get through. I never get through. I can't just walk through the goddamn thing. It's like I'm holding a baby, man. What do you think I'm going to do? So it's like, okay, you have to understand that, yes, it's your job to keep people safe. Okay. But, this isn't the universal sign for, I'm carrying drugs, yeah?
I do like to have fun with it. Sorry, I'm getting intense. I'm leaning all into you. I'm going to back up a little bit. They've seen the growth in my ability to talk out loud and have conversations with people as I've wrapped my brain around saying what's in my brain out loud over the years. These friends who are very accepting of me have seen that growth process. And I remember very vividly when I was in the midst of it, and I had a thought, and I was thinking to myself, I should say this out loud. And then I knew, because I'm such good friends with some of these people, I knew that it would freak them out. They'd be like, what Donna just talked, and whoa, she said that? Like, oh, wow. So I knew it ahead of time that you talk about bullying, and they made up this thing called Orion's a Bastard Club.
Yes.
That was harsh. And then you're despicable. Harsh. But they didn't know back then that it was going to be cool to be despicable, right? The Despicable Me movie.
Yeah, that's right. 100%. Yeah, I mean, it can be relentless, when you have these types of differences, obviously. And yeah, with having autistic kids, I can understand that, having a bath or a shower is just a nightmare to try and get them to do that regularly. But I think, it's relentless. Even now, we're having a son in primary school. But yeah, I mean, it's relentless, and I've kind of come to the realization that there's really no complicated answer. The simple answer is people, as a standard operating procedure, just don't like difference of any kind.
Yeah.
Any kind of difference of any kind will be bullied. That's just how we are. So it never stops. I put all my eggs in one basket. I made a mistake, clearly. But I think in a way I'm happy I did that.
Yeah, because you're not writing another one.
What are they? 2 books. 2 boxes, Donna. I've got 2 boxes left to sign. There's 20 books in a box. I'm done. I'm never ordering any more. Get stuffed. I'm not signing any more books.
All you out there who haven't gotten a signed copy yet, get one. Did you see? I didn't cover your signature. It's still there.
Thank goodness. Yeah, but no,
I didn't write on that page.
I just don't know why it has to be so stressful, this stuff. But for autistic people, maybe it feels more stressful. But anyway, it's good.
Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. I look forward to talking with you again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. 20 minutes.